Hey guys, I apologize that this video will be a little bit later than how I usually like to put something up before midnight every night, but I watched a video by Robert Wallace, a good friend of mine, and figured he deserved a response, and I just had to do a little bit of extra research just for this video. And trust me, it'll be worth it. Hold on. Let me turn on my flashing sign there. I love that thing. Distracts the fuck out of people, right? Robert Wallace's video that I'm responding to is AOD virus deniers blown it out your ass. Okay, so in the first part of his video, he says that everyone who wants the economy to stay shut down is independently wealthy or works from home. Right? And that's 3 minutes in when he says that. And that's a genetic fallacy. But right before that, he was accusing me in my video of having a genetic fallacy of what the makeup of the virus denier protesters are. And he takes offense at me saying virus denier, right? Even though there were people, part of the protest that I was actually referring to, the one in Denver where I live, they were holding up signs that said, question the virus. The virus is a hoax. That's what they were saying. Right? But he says that I did a genetic fallacy. I'm just saying, Robert, back at you. Not all the people who want the economy to stay shut down are independently wealthy or work from home. Some of them don't have a lot of money, and they're probably out of a job because of, the shutdowns. And they just know that their sacrifice is going to mean that more people will live. Now, here in Colorado, we just came across our 500th known death due to coronavirus. And 65% of those have come from old folks' homes. Those who have, special place in our hearts. Those are our grandparents, Let me just pull at your heartstrings for a second, man. I know you got a heart somewhere in there. Come on, okay? The people who are dying are worth something, And I know that it's a right-leaning talking point of let us decide whether or not we want to lay down our life to save the economy. That's just creepy how they're like, couple years back talking about, they're going to make death panels, which never happened. And now they're like, what if Grandpa wanted to die for the economy? So, Robert, you go on to say that I don't have integrity because I didn't talk to these people. Now, I do talk to a wide swath of people because of my particular work from home job where I see a whole bunch of people every day on Zoom, and some of them have different viewpoints as to the existence of this virus even. And it's not my place in my job to try to change people's political leanings or their religious leanings. So I deal with their feelings of anxiety. But, largely people leave me with those other beliefs still intact, But I'm just going to say that, for me, it's more about those people who were physically protesting downtown, not social distancing, a lot of them not wearing masks and, high-fiving each other and and whatnot to prove that they're not afraid of the virus. Those people are the ones that are ironically going to make all of our getting back to normal take a little bit longer, right? Anyways, for me, I don't feel like it's a lack of integrity on my part to not go out and talk to those particular people. A, because it would be a lack of integrity for me to leave my home when I'm saying that it's important for you to stay home and not do things like that, like go out into a big crowd right now. And B, you can see exactly what they want to say on their signs. They've written it on their signs, and you can see plenty of pictures that have been taken of them. Wide angle shots, and we'll get to those at the end of the video, because that was the extra research that I put into this one, just for you, Robert, and for, everyone watching. So, at a point in Robert's video, he says that, the contractors sometimes are the ones that wouldn't be eligible for unemployment. They are. There are provisions in there for that. But I'll agree that unemployment, it's a tough thing to deal with. There's some rigmarole. I experienced that from 8 years ago to 10 years ago, that entire period of time. But moreover, the overall point of my video talking about virus deniers was that the conservatives normally see themselves as the fiscally prudent people. And what we're finding now is it's the liberal people who understand the importance of this sacrifice, and it's the right-leaning conservative people who are feeling the pinch quicker and going, oh no, we can't be doing this. We need our haircuts. Nobody's unessential. Massages are essential. That was actually one of the signs in Denver. Massages are essential. So I never said that we need to lock it down till we have a vaccine. Now, Robert, you're throwing me in with a whole bunch of other people's ideas here, but here's what I would actually like to see. Okay, my actual opinion on this. You think that, you said in your video, you think that 1 month was good enough. And I think, in contrast to you, that we should wait until we can handle this through contact tracing like they have in South Korea. Now, this is going to additionally burden people with their whereabouts being tracked by cell phone companies, and then people being alerted to, hey, you were around this person who tested positive, and that's going to run afoul of some people's beliefs about civil liberties, and there will probably be even bigger protests on the Capitol just because of the civil liberties violations. But South Korea's got this handled, right? It's still present in their country, but their contact tracing is working, right? So at around 12 minutes and 50 seconds into your video, you said, arrogant people need to think about people who are not as privileged as they are, right? And you're making the argument that I'm the privileged one and I'm the arrogant one, right? Agreed, right? The whole point of my video was shit has been turned upside down. Look at me. Now all of a sudden I look like the arrogant one who is not thinking about people who are not as privileged as I am, right? Except for every other time I'm thinking about people who are not as privileged that I am. I'm thinking about we need Medicare for all. We need housing for the homeless. We need to deal with poverty in our own country. I think about that all the time, right? But as soon as it's put to everyone to feel this burden all at the same time, we see who flinches first. Now, give this 2 or 3 more months, and you'll see a bipartisan protest down on the governor's lawn, right? But the point of my video was, first people to flinch were the Republicans, right? That was my point. But yeah, agreed. Arrogant people need to think about people who are not as privileged as they are, right? And you made a point that I'm personally privileged because I can work from home. Actually, I recently took a work from home job to fit my internship in, which was kind of affected by all of this, and I did lose some income because I was getting paid in the internship, which is no longer meeting in person. So yeah, a little affected by that, but the whole not being able to go eat out is actually saving me money in the balance. Go figure. At 1340, you said, I need to check my fucking privilege, motherfucker. Agreed. I'll give you that. Every time somebody has privilege that goes unchecked, that motherfucker should check that fucking privilege, right? Now, just remember, I'm going to save your video, and the moments that you're not checking your privilege, I will be playing that. In fact, everybody who needs to check their fucking privilege, I'm going to use that clip of my good friend Robert saying, check your fucking privilege. Such a fucking beautiful clip. I will play that for years. But I think it's interesting, and the reason that I made my video, that now it seems like I'm the one who's the privileged motherfucker who needs to check his privilege. Me, world's worst SJW, right? Just saying. Okay. The last thing you said in your video was that I should be fucking ashamed of myself for holding the position that I have. And I'm going to say I feel no shame. This is the part where I disagree. I feel no shame, right? I see that they're hurting. I just believe wholeheartedly that more pain will come from a blanket reopening of the economy at this point. Right? I see them as not knowing what is best for them, because it could be the people that there was a lot of silver-haired protesters, by the way. I see them as possibly being the ones to maybe die from this because of their fervor to reopen, without even having been shut down for a month. They couldn't last that long, and they're like, oh my god, this is fucking for real. We need to reopen. Now, do I want this to go on forever? No. Just like you said in your video, it's untenable. Agreed. It is untenable to stay shut down forever. But no. I want contact tracing to be able to work. And for that to happen, we need the levels of transmission of this virus to go down below where they were when we finally put our stay-at-home orders in place. And instead of seeing that, what we're seeing is transmission has continued to climb even with the stay-at-home orders in place. It would be a lot worse, but we still haven't locked it all down And part of the problem is those protesters not believing in the virus, believing it's a hoax, believing that, even if it's not a hoax, they're tough enough to withstand it if they get the virus. And the people who get it, maybe they need to die off because they're the weak ones. Those people who keep going out and not socially distancing, those are the ones that are keeping this problem present. As soon as we could get it to below the point that warranted the lockdown in the first place, we now know that contact tracing works. We can see it working in South Korea, and we could implement that. Are there some institutions that could reopen without really affecting this lockdown that much? Yes. And in the end, I think we're going to have to just pick some of those institutions anyway, whether or not they're dangerous, like, say, barbers. I'd pick reopening barbershops before bars. That's just me. But, yes, at a certain point, we're going to have to slowly just pick different things that can reopen. And even though they're, high risk, if we have the contact tracing in place, when the caseload is low enough to be able to track, then we'll be good. Unfortunately, we had a lot of inaction when the virus first hit the country, so it's right now too big of a problem for contact tracing to handle. That's my level of where we should reopen. You have your own opinions. The governor of my state has his own opinions, and, he's on the left side, far left, partially libertarian side as well. He's got his own opinions, and I have to abide by whatever he decides because, I don't have any power in the matter, but I do have my own opinions. So, in your video, Robert, this is the part that might hurt back at you, slapping you around. In your video, you said that this was not a right or left issue, and that I had overstepped with my opinion on this. I will agree that the protest that I was more referring to, the one that had 300 protesters downtown Denver at the Capitol building, it was originally organized by the Libertarian Party. I'll give you that. The original Facebook, everyone join if they're going link, was from the Libertarian Party. But here we go on a little adventure. Y'all ready for this? I put this little bit of extra work in. Let me pick up the camera. All right, so this is one photo that I pulled from the protests from a newspaper. Right, this is the Capitol building, downtown Denver. Right, right there, MAGA hat. Let's see, up there, MAGA hat. Let's see, there's a lot of flying the red, white, and blue flag. I don't see that at a lot of liberal protests or whatnot. I don't see a libertarian flag, but I did see a "Don't Tread on Me" flag in another picture. It's not out right here, but I also saw a Spirit of 76 flag at another picture. So there were at least two libertarians, but this guy who's front and center, right? Not a red MAGA hat, but what is that on his shirt? Oh no, that's a Trump shirt. Let's see, this guy filming it, MAGA hat, and actually in the back here, there's a superhero called Mega Man. No joke. So, yeah, there's that angle on things. That looks like a whole bunch of Republicans to me. Oh, also, this sign over here that said the government's cure is worse than the COVID. That's actually a Republican talking point from Fox News. There's a lot of videos out about that. Here's another sign. Freedom trumps the commie virus. That's a beautiful one right there. This one. Let's see. We've got MAGA hat. MAGA hat. What's that? MAGA hat. Dude with MAGA hat. Yeah. It's pretty much. Oh, there's the that one person that had that "Don't tread on me" thing. I guess that might be a libertarian, you know. But you know, these things mix. I used to have this saying that sometimes libertarians are just really Republicans who don't like the stigma of being associated with those other assholes. You know. Anyways, yeah. All of these virus denier protests, yeah. Oh, wait. I love this. Think for ourselves. Or yourselves. Yeah. Don't listen to scientists. No. Yeah. This is draped in the flag Republican protest. Seriously. Like, I can't understand why you would think that this wasn't co-opted. All right? The majority of what I'm seeing in that crowd, Trump supporters.